Most real estate leads never convert. 42.83% of all leads end up dead. So why are agents still chasing volume over quality? Because nobody's doing the math on actual cost per close. BatchLeads pricing looks cheap on the surface. You'll see plans starting at $39 a month, but that number hides the real cost. Add SMS integration, stack it against your close rate, measure how long deals take to qualify, and suddenly that cheap lead doesn't look cheap anymore. One mid-market team cut their cost per close by 34% in a single quarter by changing one thing. They stopped buying cheap leads and started filtering leads with AI, then responding to qualified prospects within 5 minutes. Same platform, same list, different system. That's what this breakdown is about. Not finding cheaper leads. Finding the system that makes the leads you buy actually convert. BatchLeads runs a tiered subscription model. Personal Basic sits at $39 a month. Personal Plus jumps to $59. Growth tier lands at $119. Then enterprise pricing is custom, usually $600 to $749 a month, depending on volume. But here's what gets glossed over in every pricing comparison. The advertised monthly cost is not your total cost. You need SMS integration. That means Twilio or similar, which adds another layer of expense. You might want to stack BatchLeads with a CRM. That's another monthly line item. One G2 reviewer reported saving $1,200 per year after switching to BatchLeads, specifically because it eliminated redundant tools they'd been paying for separately. That's not about BatchLeads being cheaper in isolation. That's about consolidation. The real metric you need to track is cost per qualified lead and cost per close. The national conversion rate sits between 0.4 and 1.2%. Top performers hit 3 to 5%. That spread isn't the lead source. That's your system. BatchLeads itself has a 67% right-party contact rate and powerful list stacking, which tells you the platform delivers quality data. What you do with that data is on you. The winning move in real estate lead generation right now is response speed plus AI filtering. Here's why. When a lead comes in, your competition is probably waiting until tomorrow to call. You call in 5 minutes. That speed alone moves conversion up 2 to 3 full percentage points. Goliath Data and similar platforms use AI to surface intent signals automatically. Instead of dialing every number, you're calling only the prospects with the highest probability of engagement. That filtering cuts your wasted calls by 40 to 50%. The mechanism is straightforward. First, the platform pulls raw property data from public records. Second, it layers AI signals on top. Ownership changes, equity position, time on market, local market trends. Third, it scores and ranks each prospect. Fourth, it integrates directly into your CRM so you never lose the signal. Fifth, it triggers outreach or alerts you in real time. One team started using this approach and measured their results. They dropped their average response time from 4 hours to 5 minutes and added AI-based lead filtering on top of their existing BatchLeads list. The result was a 34% cut in cost per close inside 1 quarter. They weren't buying more leads. They were converting their existing leads faster and smarter. The math is brutal when you see it. If you're spending $100 per month on leads and closing 1 deal every 2 months, your lead cost per close is $2,000. Add 5 minutes faster response time and AI filtering, and you move to 1.5 deals per 2 months. Same lead budget, same source, 34% lower cost per close. Here's the exact process to figure out whether BatchLeads or any lead platform makes financial sense for you. Step 1. Calculate your baseline. Pull the last 90 days of closed deals. Count how many you closed, how long the average sales cycle was, and what your total lead spend was across all sources. Divide total lead spend by deals closed. That's your current cost per close. Write it down. Step 2. Estimate your conversion rate by source. BatchLeads claims a 67% right-party contact rate, but contact doesn't equal conversion. Look at the deals you actually closed that came from lead gen platforms versus other sources. What percentage turned into signed contracts? Real estate benchmarks sit between 0.4 and 1.2% for most investors, but if you're hitting 3 to 5%, you're running a tight system. Whatever your rate is, that's your baseline. Step 3. Run the BatchLeads cost scenario. Take the tier you'd use. Let's say growth at $119 a month. Add reasonable SMS costs, maybe $30 to $50 a month for Twilio. That's $150 to $170 in monthly platform cost. How many leads does that tier deliver per month? The answer depends on your market and search filters, but assume 50 to 150 qualified leads per month from BatchLeads alone. Divide your monthly platform cost by leads. That's your cost per lead from BatchLeads. Step 4. Apply your conversion rate. Take cost per lead, divide by your estimated conversion rate. If BatchLeads costs you $3 per lead and your conversion rate is 2%, your cost per close from that source is $150. But that assumes you convert in-house immediately. You don't. Add the cost of your time to qualify, your sales cycle delay, and your follow-up tools. Many teams find that adding those friction costs pushes cost per close up 30 to 50%. Step 5. Compare against your current baseline. If your current cost per close is $800 and BatchLeads scenario lands you at $450, you've got a $150 difference per deal over your portfolio. That's your ROI signal. If you're closing 2 deals a month, that's $300 monthly upside. If you're closing 10 deals a month, that's $1,500 monthly upside. That's your decision threshold. Here's a real scenario from a mid-market real estate team using BatchLeads in early 2026. They were running a standard wholesaling operation: cold calling, direct mail, some online advertising. Their lead spend was tracking at $400 per month across all channels. Their close rate was sitting at around 1.2%. They were closing roughly 2 deals per month, which meant their cost per close was around $10,000. They knew something was broken. The leads weren't bad. The issue was response time and lead quality. They decided to test BatchLeads at the growth tier, $119 a month. They added SMS integration through Twilio, another $40 a month. Total new platform cost, $159 a month. Here's what changed. First, they set up automated alerts in BatchLeads so that when a new property hit the list, recent sale, vacant, probate, tax delinquent, whatever their criteria, they got notified instantly. No waiting for the end-of-day report. Second, they added one filter layer using basic AI signal stacking. Instead of calling all 100 leads per month, they filtered down to 40 leads with the strongest intent signals. Recent ownership change plus high equity position plus motivated seller indicators. Third, they committed to calling within 5 minutes, not 5 hours. 5 minutes. That meant keeping someone on the phone during business hours or running a simple answering service for off hours. They estimated $500 a month for part-time answering support. So their total new monthly investment was $659, $119 for BatchLeads, $40 for SMS, $500 for answering. Their lead volume stayed roughly the same, still 100 property leads per month, but their conversion shifted. Before 100 leads, 1.2% close rate, roughly 1 to 2 deals per month. After, 40 filtered leads called within 5 minutes, 4.1% close rate because the leads were better and the response was faster, landing them 3 to 4 deals per month. Let's do the math. Their new cost per close went from $10,000 down to roughly $6,600 per deal. That's a 34% reduction in cost per close. Over a quarter, closing 3 deals per month instead of 2, they went from 6 deals at $10,000 each, $60,000 total lead cost, down to 9 deals at $6,600 each, $59,400 total cost. They spent slightly less and closed 50% more deals. That's the move that wins in 2026. Mistake 1, buying cheap leads and hoping scale fixes conversion. Most agents treat lead generation like a volume game. The cheaper the lead, the more they buy. But if your conversion rate is 0.6%, you need 167 leads to close 1 deal. If your conversion rate is 3%, you need 33 leads. The same lead source, different system. Most wholesalers are running at the 0.6 end because they're not filtering, they're not responding fast, and their CRM is a mess. Goliath Data and platforms like it don't sell cheaper leads. They surface better signals so you can filter before you call. Stop buying volume, start filtering for signal. Mistake 2. Ignoring hidden costs and blaming the platform. BatchLeads at $119 a month looks cheap. Then you add SMS integration, answer service, CRM integration, dial-through tools, and suddenly you're at $800 to $1,000 a month. You look at your close rate and think the platform failed. It didn't. You didn't account for the system cost. Build a real budget that includes every tool, every service, and every hour of admin time you'll need. Then calculate cost per close against that real number. Mistake 3. Not measuring conversion rate by source. Most teams mix leads from everywhere: cold calling, direct mail, online ads, lead platforms, and track one blended conversion rate. You can't optimize what you can't measure. Pull the data by source. BatchLeads leads should have their own close rate, their own sales cycle time, their own cost per close. If BatchLeads is underperforming, you need to know whether it's the lead quality or your follow-up system. You can't know without segmented data. Mistake 4. Setting fire and forget expectations. You buy a lead list, you dial it once or twice, you move on. Top agents dial the same list 6 to 8 times over 90 days, mixing calls with texts and voicemails, and building follow-up sequences in their CRM. BatchLeads delivers good data, but the data only converts if you have the discipline to follow up systematically. Most teams don't. They blame the platform. Here's the rule that separates winners from the rest in 2026. Cost per close beats cost per lead. Always. Build your lead generation system around closing more deals per dollar spent, not buying more cheap leads. Track everything by source. Respond within 5 minutes. Use filtering to cut waste. That system works with any platform, including BatchLeads.